Welcome into our tiny solar eclipse reading. I am T from Tiny Divinations, here to break down some cards with you. So, we have, as of when I'm recording this, on the night of February 16th, we have a solar eclipse tomorrow. It's the first eclipse of the season of the year for us. It's also a new moon. It's also the first day of Ramadan, and it's also Chinese New Year on the 17th. So there are a lot of things happening. There are a lot of things that are bringing in a lot of energy, bringing in a lot of similar energy, newness, change, transition, planting seeds, making wishes, getting gifts of what you want. Also, the idea of like releasing things like praying, fasting, spiritual connection. So, I wanted to get some messages to see how all of that kind of converged this season, what that means for us, what that has us feeling, and what that means in terms of what it's bringing for the next 6 months. Because eclipse energy, unlike moon phases, brings energy that will last for the next 6 months up until the next eclipse. So let's get into all of that. Let's pull some cards, let's do some things, and see what we got going on. So we're going to start with the sacred symbol deck. If you follow me, if you've seen my moon readings before, you know that I use this deck a lot for moon readings. There's a full moon card in this deck and a new moon card. And a lot of times I will shuffle the deck, look for the new moon card, and get the messages behind it. I'm going to do the same thing today, but I'm going to do it a little bit more like Lenormand, where I'm going to take a few of the cards before the new moon card and a few of the cards after to get some of the energy of this eclipse time right now and some of how it's affecting us. So again, we're looking into, oh, well, that's not exactly how we do this, but we're going to take that release card out. So clearly there's major energy of release within this solar eclipse energy that we have right now. Things getting cut out, things getting removed. Us recognizing things need to be removed. This also kind of looks like a boot. So us walking away from certain things as well. Okay, so let's look for the new moon. Okay, so I'm gonna take these two before it because we hit our new moon card. And then we have guides, jealousy, and then this is turned over. So I'm going to end there. So we have the release card, the death card, power, new moon, of course, guides, and jealousy. Starting with the release, like we already talked about, we have release and then we have death. So we have transition energy, we have the energy of things being removed, of things no longer being there, of things being ended, cut off. Like I said, people walking away from things or things being like taken away from people. And all of this energy that's coming up with the solar eclipse, and it seems like probably with eclipse season in general, has to do with you specifically in this eclipse getting back to your power. Like something is being removed, cut off, taken away, for your benefit, for your growth, for you to step into your power. It feels like almost like these two cards are activating you. So whatever happens here, it's either that you're activating yourself by releasing these things, or these things have to be released to activate you. With the jealousy card, it may be something that happens that may be like a little chaotic. It may deal with one specific person or like a group of people. It may have to do with envy, or people feeling jealous, or like they want what you have, or you recognizing that that's what's happening, and that may be part of why you're releasing this. But in general, there's energy of transition and change, and sometimes that is in your control, and sometimes that's out of your control. With the guides card and the death, there's also a sense of like mourning and grieving whatever has left or happened. It may be in some cases that people are mourning and grieving the loss of people, whether that's recent or it's just something that's coming up now in terms of the emotions and feelings and the grief that you're feeling about your past ancestor or somebody, loved one that's may have been, um, transitioned or may have transitioned, I should say, and or you're feeling the weight of these changes or this thing that may happen or this cycle and phase that you're in that's taking you to the other side. And this is definitely telling you that your guides, your spiritual team specifically, are here to support you through this change, are helping you through this change, are making things happen, are moving things, are helping you work through your emotions. You have the waves on this card. So there's like spiritual connection and spiritual communication that can also be had at this time, dealing with whatever is happening, but it feels like it's bigger than you. Like whatever is happening here, whatever is being cut out, released, is bigger than you. And it's bigger than you because, like I said, you are being activated. You're being like sparked up in a sense. You're being um, pushed to move into your, I heard in my head, zenith. Like you're being pushed to your limit because it's like you're breaking through to a new place. I just did a reading on Cardi B that I posted on YouTube a little while ago. And it's similar to like what I just said about her and the reading. And like part of what I talked about is the fact that she's an artist and she's done so many things. And she's such a big artist that you'd think that she's hit all of the pinnacles that she could hit, or she's become as big of an artist as she could be. But there's something about what's coming for her that is going to make her even bigger. It's been her on an even bigger platform. It's opening the world up for her even more. And that's part of what this power card is given for you. It's like less of opening the world up and more of you opening yourself up, sitting in your shit, expanding your power and your authority and your gifts and the feeling of that. You know what I mean? In life in general. Okay. And so that's some of what I'm getting from these cards in terms of what the energy of the solar eclipse is bringing. Let's look specifically into what's being released and what changes are possible to come. But let's start with what's being released. Okay, so I'm using numerology guidance cards to see what is being released. And actually, I think I'm going to do these similar to how I did the first set. I've never done that before, but I'm going to shuffle and look for the change card to see what is changing, what is ending. And if we hit the completion card, then I'll go with that first. Oh, okay. You know what? Let's do that. New beginnings. Patience. We got that because there's a couple cards in here. This is fun. I've never done this way. Change. Adventure. You know what? I'll take this happy ending because this is reverse. And sometimes when I have reverse cards, that's for me like this isn't with this or this is where you end. So, and then I'm just gonna look for the completion card real quick. Completion, teaching and learning, personal growth. These are all upside down. So I will stay with these, I think. And let me just shuffle now and see if there's anything else. Okay. So we have new beginnings, abundance, change, and adventure. So I want to start here. Part of what's being released is what's holding you back, like I said before. Things that are keeping you from moving forward, things that are keeping you from moving in general, something that's keeping you stuck or stagnant. You have the abundance card, so it's definitely releasing things that are keeping you from expansion, things that are keeping you from financial stability and expansion, keeping you from having more opportunities. So part of what can be being released is specific things and situations that may be keeping you stuck. It may be habits or mindsets or emotions that may be keeping you stuck, but that's part of what's being released, and it's being released so that you can move forward. Actually, you have new beginnings and you have change. Okay, so it's like it's being released because the shit is no longer serving you. It's being released so that you can move forward. It's being released so that you can experience something different. It's being released so that you can move to the next level, like we talked about, so that you can utilize your power in a different way, so that you can learn new things, so that you can have new adventures. You also have the adventure card, right? You have two different cards that have fives on them. Fives are definite change cards, and sometimes that change, like I said before, is out of your control. Okay, so we're also releasing the idea that we can control everything. We're releasing ourselves to what may happen and what may be. We're releasing ourselves to adventure and opportunity and things, um, you know, that may be different than what we've expected or different than what we've done. And kind of like expect the unexpected type energy as part of also what comes up here. And then we had happy endings and domestic harmony and personal growth in terms of anything else that is being released, or that we're working or changing through. And so again, the happy endings card to me just lends to the new beginnings, and the abundance card. We're releasing things that keep us from our happy endings. We're releasing things that keep us on this like wheel of constantly going and moving for some people. We're releasing things that are keeping us in a place of angst or depression or sadness or loneliness or stuckness, again, so that we can get to a happy place, so that we can feel accomplished and fulfilled. Okay, we're releasing things that do not cause harmony with us in our homes, in terms of your foundation, in terms of your safe space, in terms of the spaces you've created. So that may look like moving to somewhere else. That may look like um, kicking people out. That may look like changing up and being more deliberate about the energy in your space, and or something happening in your house that you can't control that causes you to have to make changes in some way or another. And again, all of this stuff is happening at this point and is being released and changed and transformed for your personal growth, because you needed a catalyst, because we all needed a push in a sense, because this is a time where different things are happening to force us to have to sit in things and places and spaces that we haven't been able to sit in ourselves, that we haven't been able to fully embrace and hold on to, and the ways in which, our guides, like we got the other card, and our spiritual team, our ancestors want us to sit in, want us to carry. Like, we're not carrying shit how they want us to. And so part of the things that are happening right now for us individually and collectively are happening because it's pushing us to be more authoritative, to be more um stand up and actionary in our power and expressing our power. Okay, so this is what I'm getting for what we need to release and part of what is changing. I want to see how we can sit more in our power. Actually, before we go there, I want to see some specific things that may happen during the solar eclipse season, especially because it's something that lasts for the next 6 months. So I feel like all of these things are things that may come up from now until 6 months from now, or things that are being changed and released. But I just want to see. Okay, so we have justice and the wheel of fortune. Yeah, I mean, it's basically given the same energy. Oh wait, and then yeah, the Queen of Wands. It's basically saying the exact same thing that I just said. Okay, so boom, let's move and see how we can embody this power and this authority that is clearly showing up in these cards, to make sure that we are, um, in the best positions that we want to be in. Okay, so let's move on. All right, so let's see how we can sit more in our power with this energy that we have. I'm using the Elemental Alchemist deck. This first card we have is Inspiration, Creativity, then Strength and Stability. Okay, and then the Mother, Goddess of the North, Fertility, and Passion. In terms of how we sit in our power more, how we step into our power more in the next 6 months, there's a lot of creation energy. Okay, so we have inspiration and creativity. We have the mother, we have fertility. So we have things being birthed, we have things wanting to be birthed, wanting to be created, wanting to be manifested. We have ideas that are percolating. This is a time of seeds being planted. So it's a good time to think about what it is that you want to birth, what it is that you want to create, what it is that you have been sitting with and seeding with that actually needs to be planted, looked into, researched, started, that you need to put your hands into, that you need to put your willpower and your action behind. You know what I mean? What is it that needs nurturing in this next 6 months? What is it that needs someone else's help with it, or someone to help you build it, or a help for it to come into creation or into fruition? Okay. That's part of the energy that I'm getting, especially with these three cards specifically. So you have spirit energy, you have earth energy, and you have fire energy, just with these three cards in general, right? So there is things that have already been brewing for some people. There are like ideations that have been brewing. There is like things that some people need to get back to and tend to, that were already planted. And so that's part of what comes up with this. But like, don't let this season pass you by without creating, without adding something. We also have passion. So it's something that either feeds you or fuels you or fulfills you, something that you, like I said, have been thinking about, have been already doing, something that you've been wanting to start. Okay. So, like, this is a good time in this time to do this, to be able to embody that power, to bring more of that power in. Okay. I want to go to the Goddess of the North. We then have the Goddess of the North, and part of what the Goddess of the North speaks to is that release energy that we talked about. You have to let things go to let things in. You have to till and plow a field to be able to plant new things and have them grow to harvest. Okay. And so there are definitely aspects of ourselves, our lives, that that are in a winter period, that they're either being removed or released. They're removing themselves, you're removing them, you're pruning, you're actually recognizing what needs to go. Okay. And then with that, you're recognizing what you need to put your energy towards, how you need to kind of like store your energy, or where it needs to be directed to have the best impact. Because in the winter periods, you don't have the luxury of being able to just like kind of put yourself everywhere, or put your energy everywhere or to everything. It's very you have to reserve. It's like a matter of knowing, and so that is part of what comes up to me in terms of how to embody our power. We then have strength and stability. And so part of how we are embodying and empowering ourselves is by learning balance, is by learning alignment. It's about learning how to infuse certain things into our energies. It's about recognizing the responsibilities and the things that you have to do, and also recognizing that you need to like take care of yourself in order to be able to do things. It's recognizing that we have to make money, and we have responsibilities and things like that, and also there has to be a lightness and a fun and a like a living to life as well. And so that's like this understanding of this balance of all of these things, as well as the understanding of your own strength, like we talked about your power, how your power works, how your power can create or destroy, you know, how you can grow something, or how you can, um, kind of have it be like nothingness. It's up to you. It's your determination kind of thing, you know? So that's what I'm getting from this. And then again, we have three earth cards, right? So grounding, um, growing, planting, expansion, um, different phases and seasons. And then we have two fire cards. Okay. So passion, creativity, confidence, ego, action, movement, change, transformation, things like that. Right. So think of how fire and earth come together. Think about how they work together. Right. Fire and earth can completely obliterate something, which is what I was trying to say, why them words came together, baby. Okay. Like think about like a forest fire kind of energy. Okay. And then you can think about also in the same sense, um, like lava. Okay. Like a volcano erupting and lava forming new land, um, new spaces, creating something out of nothing. Okay. So these are all the energies that we have at play with this solar eclipse. And these are all the energies that we have in terms of how we can embody our own power and authority. So I'm just going to read from a few of these cards to get a little bit of what the book says. Creativity is the want of self expression, and this want takes commitment and focus to reach completion. I'm sorry, y'all. My dog is snoring in the background. You have to want it and dream of it to invite it. In your own journey, creativity will come to you in many forms. It is a vessel within yourself to transport you to your higher self. And with this inspiration, there is limitless energy for creation. Transformation is inevitable with dedication and discipline to your creative pursuit by finding the correct tools and connecting to your power. All energies thrive under certain conditions, and creativity is no different. Whatever you are envisioning will become a reality, as this is what creation is about. What you sculpt will become the product of self expression. So be diligent but willing to take risks. So that is everything that I just talked about and said, especially in terms of your power and you sculpting your life. That's kind of like what I was saying about the different ways that fire and earth work together. Questions. When was the last time you created something? I'd also add to that, what have you been wanting to create? How easily do you get distracted? What inspires you to use your okay. What inspires you to use your imagination? Take action. Challenge yourself to create. Think about what it teaches you about yourself and how deeply it connects you to the environment around you, physically and spiritually. Okay, so then I'm going to go to passion. Find passion. Here we go. Ignition. Your soul is set ablaze unexpectedly, bursting with energy from feeling the power of an intense, compelling desire for something or someone. Lean in to focused energy. Like energy, passion can consume wildly if left untamed. You cannot allow yourself to be devoured by the flame of passion. Instead, drink it in, contemplate it, and consider what action will ignite you. Observe your own behaviors when in the throes of zeal. Are you focused on loss? Are you focused or lost in intensity? This is a sign of the flame that will burn you or enhance you. Listen to your body, listen to your soul, and listen to what they cry out for. This is your call to walk boldly into passion. Vitality, energy, and power are in this card. Use this to your advantage. Allow the mind, the soul, and spirit to ignite you, bringing you into a new season of life. What is the last thing you did that made you feel alive? Are you afraid of what you love? What are you called to when you think about passion? Take action, take a risk, with the possibility of being consumed and the focus to avoid it. Allow yourself to pursue what you love. I love that. I feel like both of those cards speak to what we've already kind of just talked about and really enhance and bring questions that can help you kind of hone in on some of these things and help you be more creative and figure out what you're passionate about or what you want to birth. Goddess of the North. Prepare yourself. The North is cold and dark place. It is time to grow. So again, we have this growth energy, change energy, right? And make room for enlightenment and expansion. And we talked about that. Trust yourself to know what you need to overcome the obstacles that come with the cooler climate. Take this time to plan your actions for spring. Weeding your garden. That's funny because I had that analogy. Then preparing to plant your next steps in the earth, letting your seeds develop into a new bounty. And again, just a reminder, it is, as of when I'm recording this, Chinese New Year. It is also a new moon and the first solar eclipse, which is about planting seeds. We're about 30 days out from the spring equinox, which is the true new year. Okay. So, like, there's a lot of energy for newness, for planting, for allowing things to grow and harvest. Okay. North represents introspection. Invite great wisdom and great thought into what comes next in your growth and journey. As right and true as North is, you need to be just as sure about grounding yourself and preparing for the active changes your introspection will bring. You are at a point of endless possibilities and boundless potential for something great, especially because things are being removed. Okay? Take care to follow through. Questions. What have you put off that needs to be done? Where do you see yourself in your next phase of life? When was the last time you decluttered your space? And I talked about that as well. Take action. Learn something new about yourself and your true path and put it into action. Okay, and then I'm just going to read the mother card. So I feel like that is like similar energy to the fertility card. And I may read the strength. We'll see. Let's see what this card says. When we care for the mother, we give to descendants, ensuring that they will have all they need. Honoring the mother means living in harmony with the earth and all of her spirits. And we got the guides card before, and we have a number of earth cards. The mother is always the beginning, breathing new realities and life into the world. Again, we talk about newness. It is within a mother's first heartbeat. She gives us the resources of her body to grow and nourish our own. The mother carries the spirit of love, tenderness, and ferocity. She provides hard to swallow but necessary lessons. It is impossible to have healthy societies without it is impossible to have healthy societies without healthy mothers. Our health and quality of life are intertwined with the mother. When we live in balance, you know that there is more than enough for all. Do you ask before you take? I'd say to that, do you believe you deserve? Do you offer in return? Do you show gratitude? Engage in acts of service. That's the take action. So, okay, and you know what? I will read the strength and stability card. We are all one with earth as it is with us. Being grounded and rooted and self reliant during this time are important because not having a strong foundation is in who you are leads to imbalance between yourself and your divine connection to the earth. And again, it talks about divine connection, especially with the earth. As you grow, your traditions and roots can grow and will grow with you. Remember, you are a tree standing tall, rooted in the earth because you are working hard to overcome the harsh conditions that come with life. Honor yourself, your strength, and your name. Strength comes from within you, from those who came before you, those who had the courage to fight, and those who want you to be able to do what they were unable to do. The seeds from your thoughts will flourish in your soil that has been nourished by all that connects you to the earth. Claim your choices and make sure they are rooted in your heart. Trust them, as these are your tools to build generations of wealth. Do you ask for help when you need it? Are there any family traditions that resonate with you? Are there any that need to change? What fuels your desire to succeed? Take action. Write down all you still have to overcome, have overcome already, and what it's taught you about yourself. So, this is what we got for how we can sit more in our power with what this solar eclipse is bringing up. Let's end our reading with some words from Spirit, especially because we had the heavy emphasis on the divine connection with Earth, our divine connection with our spirits, our spiritual team, our ancestors, our guides. So let's get into it. Okay, so using the angel number oracle cards, we are going to end our reading with some messages from Spirit. These just popped out. Okay, these are a lot of cards. So take the top. I'll take the bottom. Oh, okay, palindrome. All right. and okay. Okay, so we have 6-6 commitment, loyalty, responsibility, truth, light, spiritual growth, solutions. Living with honesty and light every day is a powerful way to cultivate peace and a meaningful life. By embracing truth, you unlock solutions and comfort. Let go of worries by expressing your emotions authentically and regularly. Open your heart to the future because the best is yet to come. I love that. Then we have 9999, lessons learned. And I like that it has the T at the end, learned. Okay. Culmination, results, benefits, reflection, completion, achievement, growth, gratitude. Reflect on your achievements and the journey that led you here, similar to what the reflection was or the take action for the last card. This reminder encourages you to stay optimistic and keep striving towards your goals. Part of why they keep saying to reflect on your journey is to remind yourself how far you've come, to remind yourself the shit you've overcome, to remind yourself the growth that you've made. Okay? Keep your momentum supported by the powers, keep your momentum supported by the powers of heaven. You've accomplished great things now. Embrace the rewards you've earned. Then we have alignment, harmony, authenticity, relationships, growth, balance, choices, devotion, trust. 222. How do you move forward toward your true calling? Simply follow what brings you joy. Your passion and enthusiasm will be your guiding light. If something sparks your interest, follow it. These paths these paths will lead you closer to discovering your life's purpose. So all of these cards really just encompass everything that we talked about in this reading. It hits on so many different points and validates a lot of what we talked about. So definitely heed this advice. Definitely listen to this reading a couple of times or listen to it a couple of times throughout the couple months. Come back to it if you need some reminders. But yeah, this is what we got for our solar eclipse messages. I will be back to do another to do another eclipse reading when we have our lunar eclipse and see what is coming up there, what the energies are bringing. But thank y'all so much for reading with me. Let me know what you see. Let me know how this message resonates for you. If you'd like your own personal reading, book with me at wildheartbotanica.com. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Listen to Tiny Musings with T to get our tiny collective readings every month. February part 1 and 2 is out right now. We have other podcasts that come out randomly. So definitely subscribe on Substack, on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. and follow me at Tiny Divinations on TikTok and Instagram. So thank y'all so much. Again, let me know what you think. Let me know how this eclipse is treating you. And I will see you in your next reading and come back for our next eclipse reading.